I never cared much about fashion. At 72, comfort mattered more than labels. My sweaters were old, my shoes practical, and my purse had seen better decades. I lived quietly in a small house in Ohio, the same one my late husband and I bought 40 years ago. I had money, not flashy money, but enough. Enough to live peacefully. Enough to help family. Enough to build futures. Especially hers. My granddaughter, Madison. She was 18, smart, beautiful, and heading to college in the fall. Everyone said she was going places, and I believed it, so much that for the last 15 years, I have been putting money aside for her education. A college fund that now held $180,000. She didn't know the exact amount. She didn't need to, or so I thought. The lunch that changed everything. Madison invited me to lunch at a trendy cafe near her high school graduation venue. I wore my usual outfit. A beige cardigan, sensible black shoes, and a modest skirt. Clean, neat, comfortable. The moment she saw me, her smile tightened. She hugged me quickly, then leaned back and looked me up and down. "Grandma," she laughed, lowering her voice, "you dress like you go to church in 1995. I chuckled awkwardly. "I like this sweater. Your grandpa bought it for me." She rolled her eyes. Inside the cafe, I noticed her glancing around, at the people at the tables, then back at me. When the waiter came, she interrupted him. "Can we sit farther inside?" she asked, away from the window. I frowned. "Why?" She leaned closer and whispered, not quietly enough, "Your clothes are kind of embarrassing. My friends walk by here." My heart sank. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a slow, heavy drop. I stayed quiet. I paid for lunch. I smiled. I even told her how proud I was of her. But inside, something cracked. The post I wasn't meant to see. That night, my neighbor's daughter came over to help me with my phone. I'm not very good with social media, but Madison had insisted I join so we could stay connected. While scrolling, a post appeared. A photo of Madison and her friends at lunch. And there I was, cropped halfway into frame. The caption read, "When your grandma refuses to retire her Goodwill wardrobe loudly crying face skull. Can't wait for college freedom soon." The comments were worse. "Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Savage. At least you won't dress like that at college. Hope the dorm has a fashion police." I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I turned it off. The signature. The next morning, I drove to my attorney's office. He had helped my husband and me set up the college fund years ago. It wasn't a simple savings account. It was a revocable education trust, meaning I controlled it fully. He looked surprised when I told him why I was there. "Is everything okay with Madison?" he asked gently. "Yes," I said calmly. "She'll be fine." I slid a single document across his desk. "I want to change the beneficiary." He paused. "Once this is signed, the funds are no longer accessible to her. You understand that?" I nodded. I picked up the pen and signed. One signature. That was all it took. The next day, my phone rang. Madison. She was crying. "Grandma," she sobbed. "Something's wrong with my college account. Mom says the money is gone." I took a slow breath. "It's not gone," I said. "It's just not yours anymore." Silence. "What do you mean?" she whispered. I continued, my voice steady, "that the money I saved is still there, but it will no longer be used to support someone who is ashamed of where they came from, or who they came from." She sniffed. "Grandma, it was just a joke." "A joke is something everyone laughs at," I replied. I didn't laugh. The family backlash. Within hours, my daughter called, furious. "How could you do this?" she shouted. "Do you know what you've done to her future?" I stayed calm. "No," I corrected her. "I protected mine, and I've taught her something far more valuable than tuition." She scoffed. "Over clothes?" "No," I said softly. "Over respect." Where the money went. I didn't keep the money for myself. I redirected it. Half went to a scholarship fund at a community college for first-generation students. The other half? It stayed in the trust. For Madison, but with conditions. She could access it only after completing 2 years of college on her own, maintaining good grades, and, most importantly, attending family counseling with me. No shortcuts. No entitlement. The apology. 6 months later, Madison showed up at my door. No makeup. No designer bag. No attitude. She wore a simple sweater. She looked nervous. "I got a job," she said quietly. "I'm paying my own tuition. It's hard." I nodded. She swallowed. I didn't realize how cruel I sounded. I thought being embarrassed was normal. "It's learned," I said, "and it can be unlearned." She looked at my old cardigan, the same one. "I like your sweater," she said. This time, I believed her. The lesson: people think wealth is about money. It's not. It's about values, gratitude, and remembering who stood behind you, even when you were too busy looking forward to notice. My clothes didn't change, but my granddaughter did. And that signature? It didn't take away her future. It rewrote it.